Man, grand rising to the collective. Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos a week, man. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. And even if you haven't subbed up and you just come to the channel because you like watching the content and watching the videos, the vibes, whatever it is, appreciate you too. I love you. Hope you having a smooth 7. Shout out to the collective, man. Y'all know I love y'all. Y'all know how we rock out here. But I'm gonna go ahead and say, I be receiving comments of people saying why I don't give credit to the people I'm watching, the content I'm watching. Bro, give credit. Their name is popping from the top to the bottom of the screen, left and right. At the end of it, it shows the TikTok name. When I give them their respect, you don't have to see it, but I sometimes reach out to them directly. Toxic but true reality. We gonna see BY is real today. Shout out to him. I even went on his live. He shouted me out. We was going back and forth in the comments on some positive shit like, that's the homie, that's the guy. What are you talking about? Bro, just because you don't see it, don't mean that we not talking about it. I always give a lot of these people their respect. But that shit is just there to just cause like friction, throw my energy off. But that's just to those who ever wonder like, or if I don't, why I don't give credit. I do give credit. The name is right there on the screen. It pops from the top to the bottom again. And I reach out to these people directly and let them know, bro, just because y'all don't see it don't mean I don't do it. Worry about what you need to worry about. Don't worry about me. I got this shit over here. Trust me. Trust me. Don't question this shit either. I got it. I ain't gonna hold you. Let's get straight to the video. Man, let's go.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know.
They're gonna know.
How would they know? How would they know? How would they know? I can't. I can't. Oh my God.
BY is real. In my last video, I showed you how this guy right here, who they said had died, is really this guy 10 years later. But you know, a few of my followers on here decided to go against me and say, well, that's a stretch. That's a reach. Just because they have the same birthday and the same facial resemblance, that ain't enough evidence. So you want proof? You want evidence? The last thing that I show you on here is going to be mind-blowing and a shocker. So you're going to get your proof and your evidence. After that, you can unfollow me. But let's get into it. Y'all know how we do this shit, and it ain't going to change. This is the same system that runs the world. This is the same system that Hollywood use, politics, you name it. They use it to program the matrix and script everything. Kendrick equals 39. Daryl, the first name of DDG, equals 39, and DDG's full name, Daryl Dwayne Granberry, equals 309. In Gematria, the 0 don't even exist for real. So it's like 39. 2 videos ago, I exposed Kanika Jenkins, you know, the one that was allegedly dead in the freezer. I exposed her for being a crisis actor, and it ain't gonna be no different here with Kendrick Johnson. First of all, his name equals 82. In a reverse reduction, crisis actor equals 82 in the same cipher. Not only that, his birthday, 10/10, October 10th, leaves 82 days left in the year. I want you to say that's a coincidence. This is the other side of Gematria that we like to call date numerology. When you add up the dates and it corresponds to what happened on that particular day, you have a young boy that's found rolled up in a gym mat inside of a gym, okay? When you look at gym, you see those ciphers, you see the 45, you see the 18, you see the 36, and you see the 9. When you look over at the date numerology, you see the 45, you see the 18, you see the 36, and you see the 9. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is this is how they were going to script a death. They look at the numerology, and this seems like the perfect day to script a fake death. Are you following me? Staying on date numerology, Kendrick Johnson's alleged death was on 1/11. Date numerology 1 plus 11 equals 12. And so does DDG. I don't know if y'all peeped or not, but DDG got a lot of basketball videos on YouTube. I feel like I've seen this guy somewhere. Coincidence my ass, man. Y'all know what the I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying it. I've been saying it. Who the fuck you think it is? Now, I'm about to hit y'all with a dose of reality. For all my people that know what a psychological operation is, a psyop, you know, when they make you see something that you thought you saw, but that's not the case. It's a fake. It's a script. It's a play. It's an act. DDG's full name is Daryl Dwayne Granberry, and it equals 258 and 114. Psychological operation equals the same damn thing in the same two ciphers. No coincidence. They play with your mind. When we make it to the news and it goes worldwide, it's not because they care. They are trying to lower your frequency, and that's all they did. This guy is a psychological operation. How else do you know this is numerically scripted? It says the Johnson's family filed a $100 million civil lawsuit against 38 individuals, stating that his death was equals 38. 38 individuals, for real? All right. My last piece of evidence is the shocker. So if you stay till the ending of the video, here it is right here. This video, I'm geeking, debuted April 21st. So here's the shocker within all of this. That video debuted April 21st. April 21st is the 111th day of the year. Wait a minute, didn't Kendrick Johnson die on 1/11? Wow. So from Kendrick Johnson's death, the anniversary of his death, which is 1/11/2023, to 4/21, the debut of this video, that is a total of 14 weeks and 3 days. Wow, I'm geeking. Equals 143. So to those specific followers who said that my last video on Kendrick Johnson and DDG was a stretch, was a reach, you can really unfollow me. Like, I'm dead serious about that because, again, you know the type of work that I do. See, I expect that from people that don't know me for real. But I'm known worldwide, and that ain't no flex on nobody. I'm just saying that I've been doing this for so long, y'all are the last ones to question what the fuck I do. You know what I'm saying? Leave that to the people who've never met me before, who've never seen me on TikTok before. Y'all don't have a excuse because every single month I'm dropping something and I'm exposing something numerically. And this ain't no different. So just because I put out something that says, oh, they have the same birthday, you should already know, yeah, he be on point. It should have been that. But, you know, life goes on. My name is BY Is Real, where I don't do conspiracy. I do real information. And as always,
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
You hairball!
So this girl opened up a Dybbuk box, and this is what came out of it. Yeah, that's right. She let out a demon, and she also inhaled it. These boxes are designed to entrap evil spirits in them. They're never to be opened. And she just let it out like that.
That's a tough day, bro. You might have had a great day up until that point. You chilling, you just pop, and it's all up in your face. Now you inhaled it and everything. Damn, we talk about energy attaching itself. Imagine inhaling it and not even intentionally meaning to. Damn. That's crazy. I hope that was a fake video. I hope that was fake. I hope she didn't have to experience a situation like that. I'm hoping. And BY Is Real, again, the name is right there. BY Is Real, them numbers ain't lying. Them numbers ain't lying. Shout out to bro. Y'all go run him up.
When shuttles blow
rough, it's not always an accident.
What do you mean, not an accident? Who is this guy singing?
And who am I, a conspiracy fly? Did you know NASA means deceive in Hebrew?
I did not.
The Denver airport was built by the Illuminati.
Peter, shoo that fly out of here.
I will as soon as I find out if he has a band from the Apple Store podcast I can listen to.
I do. It's flyonthewall.buzz/truth. First reconfigure your DNS server, then download a VPN and get the Tor browser.
This guy was stuck in a time loop and he helped with an exorcism in his car. 2 stories from the same guy. These are awesome stories. You have to listen to them. Also, we believe you, man.
So I want to explain this real quick, you feel me? I am not lying by any means, shape, form. I swear to God. You hear me? I swear to God. So, it's me and my cousin, right? My cousin, he can contest to this. He's not in the car, but I'm pointing because he was in the passenger seat. So, it was me and my cousin. I'm in Dayton, Ohio. And I'm driving near the I think it's the Wright Pat Air Force Base. And I'm driving on this kind of like this highway. So, I stole my girl's car to go get some. And I'm over there on this little highway or whatever, going in this direction. I ain't never been before because he took me to go get it. And so we're driving, and I swear to God, listen, I swear to God, I hit the exit. And when I hit the exit, I go kind of like, I'm just driving, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm hitting the exit. Boom. I hit the exit, and I go back onto this ramp, and I don't really realize it. And I'm back on the highway. So I'm like, okay, but I'm going down. You hear me? So when you hit the exit, you're going down. But I'm back on the highway. So I'm back in the same exit that I just left was 2 X's up. So I'm like, okay. And I think I noticed this after I did it twice. So I swear to God, y'all, I got off this exit like 13 times. And I was stuck in a loop. And it got so scary that me and him had to start praying. We started to pray. Only when we started to pray did we hit the same exit and we got off the actual exit. Like, this shit still blows my mind. And only a few people know about this, but I feel like why not, share the story. But Dayton, Ohio, Wright Pat Air Force, I swear to God, I'm not lying. That was wild. I was in a loop, and I couldn't escape it. I swear to God. And when he come around, I'm gonna make another video. I'm gonna make him be like, he ain't lying. I swear to God, because we went through the same. I'm explaining this one too. Not now, but we went through the same similar situation where we had to exorcise a demon. It was his sister. Like, the shit spoke to us. The shit wild, right? So, yeah, man. About that one, though. That's crazy. So, Shorty want to know more about this exorcism story? All right, let me put y'all on game while I'm on break at work. So, this all happened at my sister's birthday party. She rented a club. It was me, my cousin, his sister. His sister, pre-game, before she went to the club, she got a little drunk. We got to the club. They like, man, she too drunk. Somebody got to take her home. They want to stay and have fun. I don't have a car. He don't have a car, so one of her friends, Kia, offered to let us use her car, which was ironically, I think, a Kia. So we take her car, take her home, you feel me? And me and her brother put her on the bed. When we put her on the bed, this is where everything happened. She just starts flopping like a fish out of water. Just blah, blah, just screaming like weird as I'm like, bro, something ain't right. Something ain't right. He's like, man, she just drunk. Just don't pay her no mind. You go ahead, go to the party. I'll stay with her. This is my sister. I'm going to be responsible with her. I'm like, man, you my boy. I'll stay with you. You feel me? We go back together. He like, cool. So now this is where the shit get crazy. So basically, at this point, she's still flopping. He hold her down. She throw up. And this stops. And I'm like, okay, she fell asleep or whatever. I'm like, okay, maybe it was just the alcohol. I don't drink like that. So maybe 60 seconds later, I'm like, you ready to go? She goes, intense. I mean, it's intense. She goes, blah! Just again, just her chest, just, you feel me, on the bed. And I'm like, bruh, she look possessed. And he like, bro, she not possessed, because the Exorcism movie flashes through my mind and she's looking similar to, you know what I'm saying, Shorty on the movie. And I'm like, bro, I think she possessed. He like, nah, she ain't drunk. She ain't possessed. She drunk, whatever. So boom. He like, you know, let me try to hold her down again because she about to flop off the bed. And so he hold her down, and I'm like, bruh, something ain't right, because she's still doing the same thing, just screaming. And then at this point, she's screaming, help me, help me. It's trying to take my body, help me. And we both look at each other like, oh, something ain't right. So we call my grandma. My grandma's a pastor. She's like, you know, bring over here and we gonna see, and I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So I'm in the back. I'm holding her down. My cousin's driving her car, and I'm holding her, right? I swear to God. She's not stronger than me, but she is somehow super fucking strong. And I'm holding her down while she's doing all this flopping and shit. She ended up kicking this one of them handles you gotta roll up. She kicks that motherfucker off the goddamn door. This ain't our car. So I'm like, hey, bro, you gotta come hold your sister. You a little stronger than me. She doing too much. We on a highway, so you pull over. I get in the car. I drive. This is where shit get crazy. So I'm driving, and I swear to God, yo, I'm driving. I look back. He holding her, and he's talking to her, trying to get her to calm down. You know, like, hey, sis, you gotta calm down. You gotta calm down. And when he says that, I swear to God, I'm driving, I'm looking out the back. I mean, looking at the back to the rear view and shit. So I'm driving, and it talks. And it says, I swear to God, it just laughs at this point. It just, you can't save her. And I think he said something about Jesus. And then it said, Jesus can't save her. After it laughed, I'm like, what the f? And when it said Jesus, that's when I look back. And she just got this face like, she's lying. It's evil. I'm looking like, what the f? So, I don't know if my cousin caught the Holy Ghost or what. But he goes, oh, he pointing and she goes, oh, no. Da-da-da-da-da. He talking to it and he pointing, you will not take over my sister. And I swear to God, I think he's saying Jesus' name at this point. I don't really remember. I'm driving, focusing on the road. And I'm letting him handle that. You feel me? But I just remember him pointing at this girl and he's just talking. I'm like, he's never talked how he's talked to her before, you feel me? And I'm thinking, you know, so maybe he caught the Holy Ghost or something took over him, and God damn it, it's over there trying to exorcise the demon. It's for me, it's higher self. So long story short, she go to sleep after he stopped, you know, after he finished telling her, you know, you will not take over my sister. Oh, yeah, that's the main part I remember. You will not take my sister. Oh, no. And he just started, I don't know, he was pointing at the girl, praying and shit. So when you do that, she just falls asleep. And this is right before I get to my grandma's house, right? Because she going crazy, y'all. Y'all have no idea. She's going crazy. So we get to my grandma's house. She knocked out. We both pick her up, drag her in the house. Luckily, she wasn't doing all that at my grandma's house, because my grandma, old lady, I don't want her doing all that. And I'm like, man, should we leave her here? But she was good. You know, grandma told me, you know, she stayed asleep the whole time or whatever. Whoop-de-whoop-whoop. So we driving back to the club, and he like, you know, they not going to believe us what just happened. I'm like, why wouldn't they believe what just happened? Like, who's going to come back and tell people, oh, we're late bringing your car back because, and your handles broke because, we had to exorcise the demon. Who's going to make up a story like that? You feel me? Like, what kind of story is that to make up? So he's like, yeah, they're not going to believe us or whatever. I'm like, okay. So we get to the club. I swear to God, they all lined up outside. All of them. It was a big group of us. And they're like, yo, where you been at? He's standing right next to me. I swear to God. And I'm like, yo, calm down. I can explain everything. And I swear to God, his sister got possessed by a demon. We had to exorcise her. And all of them at the same time, they look at me and go, oh, man, what? I don't believe that. And I'm like, what, Reggie? They don't believe it happened. Like, I'm going, what? That's the story we chose to tell y'all. You feel me? Like, come on. And then it makes sense now that I'm more on my spiritual journey, because, you know, alcohol means spirits, you feel me? You drink too much alcohol, puts holes in your aura, and it allows entities to come into your aura and attach to your chakra centers, because it's light, you feel me? And light is nothing but intelligence, and intelligent or you feel me, some form of energy obviously came and took over my cousin, you feel me, while she was drunk under the influence of them spirits. So watch how much you drink. I don't even drink like that. You hear me? I'll take a sip or two. They used to call me two-shot Junie because I ain't with it. But yeah, that's what happened, shorty. I'm sorry. Truth seeker. That's what happened. Sorry the story was so long. I just had to get that out and let y'all know. This it's the first time I put this out here. It's crazy. I swear to God, I ain't lying.
He reaching? Or is that a true, is that a true ass story? I'm gonna go ahead and say I think it's a true ass story, because when he said her, like her chest went up, he said she made that weird noise on the bed and her chest went up. And he said, I was looking at her like, she possessed? He said that's when he thought he saw the movie Exorcist. And I'm like, to me, that's probably what it caught me. And then the part when he said, she's screaming, she said, somebody help me. Man, that would have freaked me out. That part, the part he said, Jesus can't save you. And he said, I look back in her faces. Y'all would have lost it. I don't know how this man looked back and kept going straight on the road, bro. I would have crashed out. Now to see her face and she laughing, that's some movie shit, yo. That's some movie shit. That's some stuff you only see in the movie. But for him to see things twice, that's crazy. The time loop would have pissed me off. Imagine just doing the same thing over and over and over like 13 times and it don't work. Nothing works until you pray. I mean, that's the first thing I would think though. Anytime I see something crazy, the first thing I do is pray. First thing I do.
Hold on, did y'all see South Dakota underwater? Dams are breaking, crops are gone, people's houses are gone, roads are broken half. Why is nobody talking about that?
In Union County, South Dakota, the disaster is now in full view. Entire homes sucked into the ground after rushing water carved this neighborhood into a canyon.
It almost looks like it got swallowed up by a giant sinkhole.
Yep. And that's exactly what it is. I mean, sinkhole up here, we got another one on the other side.
Local Sheriff Jim Prouty told us roughly 50 to 60 homes were damaged. The catastrophic flooding ripped apart roads and tore out sewer, gas, and water lines.
To the families, the homeowners, this is their lives. I mean, this is starting over from scratch.
In Blue Earth County, Minnesota, the century-old Rapidan Dam still stands despite a partial breach after the heaviest river flows in decades. CBS News' Tom Hansen was there and spoke with a woman whose family has lived along the river for generations.
No matter what, we will be losing the house. Whichever way it goes, whether it goes into the river or we have to do it ourselves.
The devastating impact may not be limited to the Midwest either. This is all happening in the buckle of America's Corn Belt, flooding crucial farmland. Back here in South Dakota, Governor Kristi Noem said the economic ripple effects could be felt for a long time.
These farmers, they do feed our country and they feed the world. I tell everybody you can farm for 20 years and make a good living, but you can have a bad one and lose everything.
Now that clip, I did some digging. Think that happened some months ago, maybe even like last month. That one wasn't recent, but some of my people from South Dakota sent that to me. It was like, man, just get this out there. Let them know we got some stuff going on too. Don't forget about us, man. So I'm not going to forget about y'all, South Dakota. Shout out to y'all. I apologize I was late. I didn't know that even happened. But yeah, do y'all think like, I need to look, because it's like we rarely hear things about the Midwest. Those states by South Dakota, North Dakota. We really rarely hear about some of those states. But yeah, they got news too. How y'all feel about that building? Which I think they used there. The building, that skyscraper they showed with no windows. What y'all think they using up in there? What is up in there? Let me know. Maybe it's nothing. But to have no windows, it's kind of odd to me. Let me know if I'm tripping.
Even the actor that plays Art the Clown vomited from how gross Terrifier 3 is about to be. In fact, there were a lot of really big production companies that wanted to be involved in making Terrifier 3. The creator ended up turning it down because he didn't want to have less gore and tone down certain scenes. To stick it to these companies, he said, we're gonna make it even worse. He even said that they're gonna make the bedroom scene from the last movie look like a little kid thing. Like, that is how intense this movie is going to be. That is the level that we're about to be on. It's supposedly an unwritten rule that you're not supposed to do anything to kids. Like, when bad things happened to Georgie and it was like such a like game changer, and so many people were like really upset that they would kid in a film. And I don't know about you, but I'm thinking of so many movies where they don't follow that rule. But they are not about to hold back. I don't understand how they can do like the bedroom scene and then be able to put that in the movie theater. The scene took 3 years to make, and it was so intense that people were either vomiting or walking out of the theater. But it was insane. It was so like an awakening. Terrifier the franchise is just known for upsetting the mainstream and pushing boundaries in horror, which I love. But one thing is certain, I absolutely cannot wait for this film.
Imagine being locked in a psych facility because you think the FBI is after you, and everyone thinks you're crazy, but it turns out you're actually telling the truth. This is one of the most bizarre psych stories that I've lived to experience, where a woman came into our ward with delusions of grandeur, allegedly, after believing the FBI was after her and using multiple tactics in order to capture her. Now in psych, we are not strangers to people coming in with all types of claims that the higher ups or the powers that be are after them. Matter of fact, the most common ones are the FBI, the CIA, the police, the government, the Secret Service, aliens, angels, demons, like all of these things. So as you can imagine, when I'm doing her intake assessment, I'm listening to what she's saying and all of the events that led up to her being here. And it sounds like a thought salad, but here's how I get down. I don't prejudge people. I let them talk about what their experience is as it is, without like the faces of or like doubtful responses. Now, I don't confirm the things in which they're saying. I just allow the space for them to speak it comfortably. Because a lot of times, if you listen, you can catch patterns and maybe be able to circle around an event where the trauma has started and initiated this way of thinking, or where the central location is. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes. Just a little background on this woman. She ended up getting arrested because she lifted up a shotgun and shot it across the street into her neighbor's front door. It was a married couple who was not home, thank goodness, but she claimed that they were spies and that she would catch them spying on her and believe that they were after her. A very scary thing to think about because you can't choose your neighbors. This woman is disheveled, bug-eyed. You can clearly tell she has not been getting any sleep, which is a huge contributor to psychosis. She was very dehydrated, spit forming in the corners of her mouth, but she said she was relieved to be in the facility and maybe it will give her more time. That's what she kept referencing. Maybe I will get more time. But she was adamant about the fact that the FBI was after her. So I'm writing these things down. I'm going and sharing it with staff. And they're like, wow, ain't like it ain't nothing we ain't heard before. But that shotgun, that's crazy. She's with us for a few days. And then one day, the unthinkable, the unimaginable happens. We were a locked facility that was located on a separate floor than all the units. So you had to get through 2 doors before you get onto the psych ward. 2 men in suits and sunglasses, I kid you not, y'all, come up to the door, ring the bell. The nurses looking at each other, we looking at each other like, who could this be? Is this like religious services coming up to pray for patients? Or is there somebody that got visiting days wrong or visiting times wrong? Because it definitely wasn't visiting hours. We're all looking at the camera in bewilderment, and then the charge nurse goes out to greet the men at the door. All right, and so we're watching her talk to them, which feels like maybe, I don't know, maybe a minute and a half. And then she brings them in onto the unit. I'm like, oh, maybe these are the bigwigs, some CEOs that have come to do a random inspection of our hospital and, you know, how things are going. But as the charge nurse comes back to the nurses station, she's telling us that we need to pull the patient's chart that, you know, we had for a few days, the one with delusions of grandeur about the FBI being after her, right? And we need to wipe her stuff from the system. What? So we're like, what are you talking about? She said, I can't answer any of that right now. Please, guys, just follow this. And so we're all looking at each other like, what in the world? So we pull the chart and she goes to the room to grab the patient. She packs up her belongings, which wasn't much. And then she says, hey, you have to go. At this point, it's like the lady understands what's going on. And she has this catatonic look on her face. She looks defeated. And she's just like, I told you guys, I told you. And these 2 men escort her off of the unit with her chart. And to add even more context, The charge nurse didn't just do this under her own volition, because this could be anybody. You got to protect patients. I'm sure y'all got 1,000 questions, just as I did. She called the doctor, the psychiatrist, the social, like everybody was in on this, and these guys showed their badge. And where were they from? The FBI. Never in my days have I seen anything like this, and we were all spooked and freaked out, but we weren't allowed to know anything about what they were doing with her, why they were taking her in, and after bringing in everybody that is anybody in the hospital that could have something to say about this, all they can recognize is that these men had clearance to do exactly what they came to do. We weren't allowed to know what business they had with this woman. We weren't allowed to know the connection and anything like that. The best thing that we could leave with was that maybe it had something to do with her shooting that shotgun into her neighbor's door. But usually that will be a police matter, and the police brought her to the psych ward. I don't know, y'all. I've never had a situation like that ever happen to me in all my years that I worked in psych. What would you do in this situation? And how would that change the outlook on patient delusions that are reported to you? Would you give pause? Or would there be any pause to give? Because if you knew that it was true, could you do anything about it? Is there anything that could have been done? What do y'all think? Let me know. This is a crazy one.
Why didn't nobody just ask her from the jump, why do you feel like they after you? That's my only thing. Why nobody sat there and asked her that? If she even answered. But, I mean, it's almost like people out here screaming for help sometimes and nobody listening. You hear them, but you're not listening. Until something happens. People only hear actions. Like, a lot of people don't hear words. And if they do, they're listening to that so that they could disagree. They're listening so that they could find some type of lie in what you're saying. Until it happens, and then people be like, well, what was I supposed to do? What would I do? How do I? It's too late. It's too late. But it's just like, my question, if she had said that, I'd be like, why do you think they after you? Like, what makes you think that somebody's after you like that? See if she tell you. Because then if it happens, then you can connect the dots and be like, oh, she said, now you got somewhere to go look. But it wasn't because of no, yeah, they want, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a messed up story. And we don't even know probably where she at, what happened. Let me know if y'all heard anything about that story. If y'all do, spam it up where I could go looking at that. And what y'all heard about that. Because, yeah, it's just messed up, man. It's like, it's so many times we hear stories like that. We seen a video of a lady saying that there was people in the psych wards that was saying certain things and they were actually right. It's just crazy. It's crazy.
Bet you didn't know you can make drinkable water out of thin air. Watch, let me show you, because you never know when you might need this. When I tell you there's literally nothing in this book that you can't find, I meant it. It tells you the material cost, exactly where to go, and what to find. If you want to build your own tripwire alarm, or if you want to build your own hydroelectric generator, natural herbal remedies that can help you with a ton of problems, there's nothing in this book that you can't find. I mean, look at this. People thought that this wasn't even possible. No grid survival projects. This book is a lifesaver. If you want one, I'll leave the cheapest link that I can find to it right here. These are selling out super fast, so if you do want one, the link is down below right there. Go grab them now.
Oh, there y'all go. Off the grid handbook.
I figured it out. I figured it out. They've been lying to us for so long, and I figured out the code. And before I begin, I gotta give credit when credit is due. My bro, stop playing with me, son. True. And this man right here unlocked something in me that I wasn't thinking before, and then I came across this shit, and now you guys have to see what I know now. Before I begin, though, I want to state that this man said that Caucasians just got here. They're fairly new to the world, right? Now, when we think in our history, when did they try to tell us that Caucasians or outsiders came to the new world?
We had the land and they had the Bible. They sent the Christian missionaries over. They always send the missionaries first, even to this day, to pacify the people. You see? You see? They sent the Christian missionaries over. The Christian missionaries got us to trust them because they said they came in peace.
Okay. Now hear me out. Hear me the fuck out. Because when you hear this shit triggers you on the lies that they tell us from history. Now, the whole Christopher Columbus story, when he comes in 1492, right? That's what they told us. Europeans wanted to find sea routes to the far east. Sea routes to the far east. Columbus wanted to find a new route to India, China, Japan, and the Spice Island. This is where I got their ass. Because you're aware, Mr. Columbus, your real name Cristobal Colon, the colonizer. You're a European. You're in Europe. You're going where? Southeast? Far east? If you were here, and you're Christopher Columbus, and you said that you were looking for Japan and you were looking for water routes for trading in Asia, and you were heading southeast, and we all know that you know what's southeast because you guys are one of the top sailors in the world, how the hell you would land in this region, right? How the hell did you land in North America going far west across the Atlantic Ocean and get in America for trading routes for Japan and China and Asia, which is in the southeast? These motherfuckers are lying to us deliberately. For you see, our map, like I've been saying before, is in reverse. And what's even funny, I'm about to show you an ancient map that depicts what our world really is and where we really are, Black America, in this world. And this is why Columbus accidentally landed in our neck of the woods, because he wasn't here. Or rather, we aren't here. You know where we are, Black America? Have you ever seen a map like this, baby? Do you guys even know what this is? Take a really good look at this map. Take a really good look. You see, for I had to use the help of the Most High within my consciousness in order to decipher this map, to even have this conversation with you guys. So you definitely gotta like, share, and subscribe to this video. That's all I ask. But this is finna unlock your hidden potential simply through your frequencies of location. You see, for you guys aren't where they're telling you you are, and your map is reversed and flipped. Rashad Jamal talked about it, but I have the proof to explain it to you a little bit in depthly. You see, for this is an ancient map of what our world looks like. You look over here, this is Africa. This is Africa to the west. Above Africa here is Europe. See where I'm going? Do apologize for the length of the video, but I have to do it this way. Now, if we look to the right of this map, to the east, to the southeast, that Columbus was headed to, he wouldn't have ran into the Atlantic. He would run into the Mare Indicum, if I'm saying that right, which is Latin for the Indian Ocean. India would be somewhere around here, which means if he missed India and went southeast and landed up somewhere on here on this map, that means America is in the Middle East. And Christopher Columbus just told on you guys that America is in the Middle East if he stumbled on it looking for Japan and China going southeast. And he bumps into America. Your maps are phony. Your maps are an agreed upon lie. So that way these structured lies of American history hinder your children from growing to their max potential. This is why the president was writing those letters to Morocco about trying to have a peace treaty around the time where, I believe 1776, when we were supposed to be independent. If we're independent, why are you writing the Sultan of Morocco to stop his troops? We have to wake up to the reality that American history is European American lies that they give to the true indigenous people of America, which means that the Bible is about us, which means that, yeah, Yahusha, they call him Jesus, he did walk in the Middle East of America, because America is the Middle East. We are in the middle. We are in the center. This is how they can get away with saying that Alaska and Russia are only 3 miles away from each other on the map, and they let you believe that we weren't over on the same side with them. And let me go back to the left side. You have to understand how this map is set up, where this is basically a flat map, because you can't go any more left to pop out on the side, because we know of the ice walls now. And this is not the only map that's showing Africa on the left side of the map. So if Europe is above Africa, they flipped our map to make it seem like, oh, we adopted the westernized of the world. We are the East. Black Americans have always been here. If you flip around the United States, if you flip it, instead of it being on the west, and you flip it, you're gonna get maps like this that show Africa here and America on this side. And then you're gonna come into an epiphany and realize we are the chosen people. Keep in mind, Rashad Jamal also said, and this is backed as well, the black nobility. You see, Christopher Columbus was black. He was sent by black people. So it's not a black and white thing, when in the shadows and in the past, these were black leaders who did this to their own people. Christopher Columbus was sent to pacify the people so that way they can give us their Bibles and take our land. And they had to knock off these people in order for them to acquire their land. And this is how Native Americans were killed in the millions. Now, you're then going to realize that it's not a color thing, because the Romans were dark-skinned. You're then going to realize that American colonists are really just British rule Europeans who faked the American Revolution to get you to believe their history, to believe that your ancestors fought against them the whole time. They staged their history to make it seem like they had a separation from Europe, which means that these American colonists, that Europe still controls America. They're still the leaders of America. So us having a president doesn't mean shit when we never broke free. This is why there's no change in America, is because of this. The American colonies were the British colonies. So the British colonies established America. British breaking off from the British to create America is still the British who is running America. This is why we don't see real change in America. This is why your voting doesn't count in America. This is why they are all related in the president.
Now, that was a long one. But I know that one's gonna cause a lot of disagreements in the comment section. When he say southeast though, it's kind of funny, because Rashad Jamal did say they switched everything. North is south, south is north is south, south is north, east is west, west is east. He did say that. I gotta look a little deeper. A lot of what he says make a lot of sense. But I gotta look. Just because I heard it for the first time and it makes a lot of sense don't mean that I'm like, oh, all of it's facts. I'll look, but let me know what y'all think, collective. Respectfully. Let me know what y'all think. I know some people gonna say that's not the case. I know some people gonna say that is the case. Just respectfully, voice y'all differences. Y'all don't gotta be disrespectful. Y'all don't gotta go at each other's necks. Because I know some of y'all might take that one personal. It's for entertainment purposes. And we just having discussions and conversations. We're being respectful though. That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
I was watching this, and if you look at that dragon on the coffin in the yellow there, yellow and red, I thought those were the legs of the lion. But from this perspective, they look like heads of a dragon, right? Right there on the coffin. Those are 3 heads of a dragon. Or maybe more than that even. Just like in the House of the Dragon TV show. See that? 3 heads of a dragon and possibly more heads. It's that octopus type of image. And of course, you got the checkerboard floor. I mean, these rituals go back at least 5,000 years, and they're initiated into it, and they know all the secrets, and they're trained from their ancestors, the celestial beings.
And aided by angels and archangels and all the armies of the heavenly host, may thy portion this day be in peace, and thy dwelling in the heavenly Jerusalem.
But they actually have a giant at the Queen's funeral. Insanely tall man at Queen's funeral sparks jokes, must be the royal light bulb changer. This guy right here. This is the Queen's assistant private secretary, who measures 7 feet 2 inches tall, walked ahead of the Queen's coffin. It's an insanely tall mystery man from Northern Ireland, Mr. McGee. Could be a descendant of the Nephilim. Now, they say here the Queen was 5 feet 3 inches tall. I think the Queen is shorter than that. The Queen looks like one of the shortest people I've ever seen. The Queen may have been an elf or some other type of entity. Shorter than Tom Cruise, even. Could be a tiny little Jewish guy. When it walked around, it was always kind of hunching over and trying to... it looks like it's acting to me when it walks around like that. Hunching the head down, trying to look even shorter. So, I don't know. You got the tall guy, and then you got the short Queen, and then you got the black and white checkerboard and the different heads of the dragon. So you can cut off one of the heads of the dragon, but there's many more heads of the dragon.
I've never seen this. This is a rare blue alligator. Never seen anything like that. Look at this thing. A blue alligator. Wow. You know, like fish. Bluegill, you know? Blue alligator. Let's check that thing out. Look at it. Just lurking. I wonder if there's more of them in here. There's a lot of weeds in here. Check this out. Here's where we came from. Nobody out here but us. It is breeding season. And there's all kinds of wildlife lurking in here. You just saw the blue, whoa. Oh. Yeah, anyways, you just saw the blue alligator, which is probably the coolest thing I've seen today. I've never seen a blue alligator. Ever. I've heard of them, but never seen one until today. So that made my day, made my trip. Really excited about that.
Traumatic injuries, Banshee, 6300 Kings Island Drive.
Approximately 7 minutes out with an unknown age male, approximately 30s to 40s, who was struck at 68 miles an hour by a roller coaster at Kings Island.
It was pretty shocking. You wouldn't think that when you go to an amusement park, you'd see something like that.
It was around 8 o'clock Wednesday night that Aaron West boarded the Banshee roller coaster at Kings Island, but in the moments before that, West says he saw the person eventually struck by the coaster, telling employees he had lost his keys.
He had kind of made a small commotion by jumping in front of people without even asking. They couldn't do anything because the ride was obviously in operation. And so once he heard that, he kind of left the line.
The guest then hopped a fence and entered a restricted area of the Banshee and was struck by the coaster shortly after that.
We thought he was going to go to Lost and Found, but we didn't think that he would hop the fence and look at himself.
A Kings Island employee who spoke with Local 12 under the condition of anonymity says the part of the ride where the man was struck is its fastest point, with speeds of up to 68 miles per hour. West described the moments they saw the man laying in the grass.
And so I thought it was a prop at first. But then I started thinking that, that may not have been a prop because this is a family establishment.
Then the horror of what he just saw quickly set in.
Once we got back to the docking station and they weren't immediately letting us off and other people back on, I thought, oh wow, this is really serious.
The 38-year-old man from Ohio remains in critical condition after being taken to UC Medical Center. After getting off the ride, West and his friends, shaken up from what they just saw, decided to go home.
Neither the operators nor us knew, I think, that somebody was hurt. I just hope that him and his family are doing well.
Damn. That was at his fastest point. Sheesh. Hope he good, man. That's crazy. Prayers to him. And also, the queen being an elf, I don't know. I heard stories of her shapeshifting into a reptilian. That's what I heard. And that was a minute ago. I heard that they seen she was in a robe or something and you just seen her whole body just start expanding, getting bigger. You seen the shit on her back start like showing the scales and all that. I don't know if it was cap. I don't know if it was not. But I know that's what I heard. So her being an elf, I'm not really quite sure about that one. An insanely tall man. Could be a descendant of the Nephilim also. It's kind of weird to me. I like how he broke a lot of that down. She didn't look like she was hunched over to me or trying to be in character. Like she really was an older woman. So that's what I got from it. But different perceptions. But how y'all feeling, collective? We got a long lineup today. How y'all feeling, man? Let me know. Spam it up. But y'all know we made it to the end of this. And if y'all haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos a week, man. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I ain't gonna hold you until I see y'all in the next one. Y'all know what it is. We gone.
I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably